Good morning. Today is a fun day. Today you get to do your final copy. Now we're going to sort of combine two lessons today. So today the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your writing assignment that you've proofread, you've revised it, it's got some changes on it. And what you're going to do is you're going to write your final copy. Now you can type your final copy, but you should ask your grandmother what she wants you to do. It doesn't matter to me. Just make sure that if you type it that you do indent. You'll have to hit the tab button in order to indent. You probably already know that. I'm just making sure that you do. Or you can write it by hand. It doesn't matter to me. Just make sure that if you write it by hand, use very good handwriting. And I've noticed you do have very good handwriting. So use your good handwriting. You do not skip lines on a final copy. Okay? Also, don't skip lines between paragraphs. That may not make sense to you, but when you make a new paragraph, you just simply go to the line, just the next line, and indent. You don't skip lines between paragraphs. Use good handwriting, and make sure that when you write your final copy, that you include all those changes that you did in there, okay? You'll also want to put a title at the top of your paper. Title your paper. Make sure you include everything that you have in your rough draft that you corrected. Now, before you do that, I want to look at pages 35 and 36. Okay? Now, I don't know if you like to read publicly. I'm not sure how you do. So I'm going to leave this up to your grandmother because she knows you the best. But what I want you to do is I wanted to go over with you some tips for good reading out loud. Now, I'm not really going to go by this. You can look over it if you'd like to. But a good tip is to always use good eye contact. That means don't stare at your audience. But if you're holding your paper in front of you like this, I'll use my book. This would be your paper. Of course, you don't want to cover up your face like that, but I'm just trying to show you. So you want to hold your paper, down here where people can see your face and you see your audience. You're holding your paper, you're standing straight and tall, and you begin to read. And I'm just going to read what's on here. Okay? Before you speak, and you want to give some eye contact. That means look at your audience ever so often. Read from your paper, and then ever so often look up just for a split second and look back down. Okay? Also, make sure you always speak slowly and clearly, because sometimes your audience might have a hard time, especially if we're old people. We have a hard time hearing people sometimes. So, like this. Before You Speak by Shelley Turner. Pray. Ask the Lord to calm you and give you peace. Take a few deep breaths without making any noise. Try to breathe as evenly as you would as if you were sleeping. See what I'm saying? Give good eye contact. Make sure that you stand up straight. Use good speech. And speak confidently. Like, this is my writing assignment, and I want to tell you this. And you speak that way. Now, a good thing to do is to stand in front of the mirror and practice with yourself, and hold your paper. Make sure you're doing well, and ask your grandmother, hey, am I doing well on this? So what I'd like for you to do, and I'll leave this up to you. This is optional, but I'd like for you to see if your grandmother would film you reading your assignment and then send it to me. I would love to hear you read your personal narrative. Now, if you don't want to do that, that's okay. I'm not going to make you do that. That's not going to be part of what I grade, okay? So, but that part will be optional. So, there's two things left that I'm going to do. I'm going to make a copy of the rubric. Now, I don't know if I'm going to make a copy of it. I may just tell you. Now, a rubric is what helps me to grade your paper. Okay, I think rather than making a copy of it and putting it on here, I'm just gonna tell you what I'll be looking for on your paper. Well, no, I think I will. I think I'll make a copy of it, and I'll put the rubric on the screen, and I'll let you pause it. And the rubric, it's for me to grade your paper. So everything you see on the rubric is what I'm going to be looking for. And if you don't have something that's on there, I'll have to count off, and it'll be points off. Now, the first part of the rubric says, did you go through the writing process? And all of those I know you did because you followed the lessons. So the first part under writing process, you'll get all those points. But where it says your published copy, that's going to be your final copy. Okay? So I'm going to put that on the screen here in just a second and let you look at that rubric. And that way it'll give you an idea of what I'm looking for. That way you can say, well, why did you take off for that? Because you didn't tell me I have to have that. So I'm going to put it on here so you'll know what I'm looking for. The other thing I'll put up here is your lesson 17 and 18 grammar practice. I'll put those on the screen too, and I want you to do those. So today you kind of have a big assignment. So make sure you finish your final copy, and you can speak it if you'd like to and have it recorded. And I also want you to finish the 2 grammar practices, okay? All right, so let me go ahead and get those on the board. My page kind of came out a little crooked here. But this kind of gives you an idea of what I'm going to be looking for as I grade your paper. See, it's a rubric. A rubric is a teacher's way of checking a writing assignment. Now, all this right here, you'll get all those points because I know you did all of these, okay? Now, all of these things I'll be giving you points for, and if you didn't do these, then I'll have to take away points, okay? So there you go. That's your rubric. Now, let me go ahead and put your lesson at 17. This is 16. Let me get over here to 17, and then I'll have you do 17, and then we'll do 18. Okay, so here is your lesson 17. Go ahead and pause it while you do this up here. Okay, did you finish this one? Let's go ahead and do 18. Go ahead and pause it as you finish this one. Good deal. Okay, so I've had a change of heart. I think what I'm going to let you do, because this was a lot of work for one day. So you can go ahead if you'd like to and do your writing assignment, your final copy. You can do it tomorrow. So I won't include a video tomorrow. I'll just put on Google Classroom that you can use tomorrow to do your final copy. Now you can do it today if you want to, but I'll let you do it tomorrow. And then I would love to have your grandmother film it and send it to me with you reading it if you choose, but that part's optional. Okay, so that's what you can do tomorrow, is do your final copy if that works for you. Okay, all right, that's all for today.